Well, hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about nice guys, and the way that nice guys are defined is not actually guys who are kind and respectful and competent. In this context, nice means a people pleaser, someone who's inauthentic, someone who's just acting nice, not telling you his real intentions or what he really wants, someone who will avoid confrontation when it's necessary because he's hoping by pretending to be someone he's not that you will like him and he can get naked with you. So I want to be really clear. And so the term nice guy was defined by Dr. Robert Glover, the author of No More Mr. Nice Guy, as a people pleaser. It's very manipulative and it's cowardly because this people pleaser guy will not tell you what he really thinks. He'll pretend to be interested in you. He won't let you know that he really wants sex. He won't own his sexuality, his desires, his wants, his ideas, because he's constantly looking for the approval of the woman. He feels creepy and slimy and repulsive. And so I'm going to now append the video that I made before where I had a lot of really negative comments from guys, and I realized that I made a mistake of not starting the video by explaining what nice guy is. The opposite of a nice guy is actually an authentic man, a stable man who is courageous. He actually tells you what's on his mind. He tells you what he wants. He owns his sexuality. He's not afraid to have a confrontation with you, tell you no. See, the nice guy never tells you no because he wants to be liked. The nice guy will not even let you know that he wants to get naked with the woman because he figures if he's just nice, eventually she'll just throw her clothes off and appreciate him. The nice guy has no backbone. He has no courage, and he's actually manipulative, so this is why women don't like him. Maybe the term nice guy is not the best word. Maybe we should be talking about a people pleaser, the problem with a people pleaser. Now, this goes for women too. I think that when people are just not comfortable with themselves, they think that they have to be someone that they're not in order to have acceptance. And that's really not true. So I am going to put this video now about the nice guy. When I talk about nice guys and the woman whose video I'm quoting, please realize that we're speaking of people pleasers. And I really think we need to think of a different word because guys are coming out of the woodwork, coming unglued. And that's kind of my fault for not explaining nice guys because we're all told to be nice. But when our parents told us to be nice, they really told us to be phony. Be nice to your little sister, be nice to your friend, don't be mad, be nice. It's kind of gaslighting people and telling them that they shouldn't be real, because nice people don't get angry. Nice men don't try to get sex from women. Nice guys don't tell women no. Nice guys always try to make the woman happy. Well, your woman is not your mommy, and you're not a little boy. So, but in the comments, I would really like to hear from you. What is a better term for nice guy? Manipulative, people pleaser, probably people pleaser is the better term. So I'm going to append the video and I will repost it, and let's see if I can get higher quality comments this time. Good morning, everybody. This is Sharzat Morgan here, and today we're going to talk about why nice guys are so creepy and repulsive to women, and how much we crave a man with a backbone. So I'm going to be playing some clips from a channel called The Authentic Observer. Her video is entitled The Lie of the Nice Guy, a Weasel in Sheep's Clothing. And yes, a nice guy is a weasel, and utterly repulsive. I have to try to control myself to not be like very reactive. I get a very strong negative reaction to the nice guy because he's a coward, he's a liar, and he's a weakling who pretends to be kind to get something. If I just put her on a pedestal and do what she wants, maybe she'll let me get naked with her. It's so unattractive. If you look at the kinds of men that women are attracted to, strong, masculine men, heroes. If you look at the romance novels, now I don't read them, but that is what women like, the strong man, like the Marlboro man, the cowboy who's strong and adventurous and not too available, maybe in the excess of not too available, and he's strong and you can count on him and he's a protector, and he's adventurous and he follows his mission, he follows his heart, but then he meets her and he falls in love with her. But he's never a doormat, he's never a coward, and he's the opposite of the fake nice guy. Now, a lot of men are very confused about being nice because they think that they can get a woman to be interested in them by doing whatever she wants. But you have to understand that kind of this bending over backwards can work for your mommy or maybe with your buddies, but it doesn't create sexual attraction. But even I'm a mom, my kids don't do that with me. Okay? These are, I think men who do that, they're really just afraid of showing you who they are. They're looking for approval. And there's nothing more creepy to a woman than a man seeking her approval, showing over-the-top devotion when he doesn't even know her. Like some of the guys in the comments who are like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're my goddess. That is creepy as fuck. You don't even know me, and so you're projecting all this emotion onto me, and you're unhinged. So let's listen to the first clip where she talks about why women are perhaps overly sensitive as a survival mechanism to these over-the-top, unhinged behaviors. So I'll be back on the other side.
I can get that it's frustrating for men that women can be so highly selective or highly attuned to seeing perhaps innocent things as creepy. But there's a reason for that. I think that women are more sensitive to dangerous or unhinged behaviors in a partner, or even just weakness. Maybe over-recognizing it. So I would guess that women probably over-recognize creepiness to the point where some behaviors that aren't creepy, they interpret them as creepy, because that's safer for women to do that than the other way around, is to pick up on them. So to let creepy behaviors go. I think, does that make sense? I think it's like, rather than, for example, perhaps missing out on some creepy behaviors because they're not as attuned to it. But there is a reason for that. There is a reason that I think it's inherent in women. I do think it's inherent in women, like, to be really highly attuned to creepiness. I do. I think it's a protective mechanism. It's a survival mechanism. It makes sense. And you can get mad about it, or you can understand why it exists, that there's a reason for it, and that it's pretty impossible to get rid of because it's an instinct really at this point. So, you know, you can go, okay, and then maybe work with it and just realize that. Or not, but I think it just probably help you more than anything. Because the thing is, like, over-the-top devotion right off the bat is a red flag.
So she ended the clip by talking about men who offer over-the-top devotion right off the top, and all the emails she gets with men claiming their undying love for her, and how it's dangerous, a sign of danger, because it shows that you can't control big emotions, you're unhinged. So how can you handle yourself? Like, you're dangerous. And also, when you put a woman on a pedestal, that puts a lot of pressure on us to be perfect for you And how are you going to handle it when you realize that we're not a goddess? We poop. We fart. We're not a goddess. We're human. How are you going to handle it when your perfect projection falls apart? What happens when I fall off the pedestal you put me on? Are you going to be rude? Are you going to pout? Are you going to fall apart? Are you going to run off? But to me, that's not the most creepiest part, because if you can't say no to me, if you can't even stand up to me, how can you protect me? How can I ever trust you? How can I ever respect a man who humiliates himself and grovels? Groveling is repulsive. It's a massive signal of weakness. And I'm just reading off some of the notes I took off her video, which I'll link in the description. You're signaling to a woman, I'm worthless and I offer no value. And when people don't value themselves, other people won't value them either. It's also a potential sign of danger, because someone lacking in strength and character and unhinged emotions is dangerous. Now, I'm going to tell you some more things she said about the nice guy. The nice guy thinks he's nice, but there's a difference between kindness, where I do something for you because I want to, and I'm not expecting anything in return. You know, if I pay for your dinner, it's because I enjoy paying for your dinner. I want to, not because I'm hoping you'll like me or you might get naked with me. That's the difference. And nice guys are really phony. They're wolves in sheep's clothing because they're weak and they're cowards. They're afraid to be disliked. They need to be liked so much that they will humiliate themselves, denigrate themselves, push aside their own needs to gain the woman's approval. It is so gross. You cannot be trusted. You're just a pushover, needy, spineless piece of shit. In the mating world, you're a spineless piece of shit. Okay? Sorry, it's just so gross. You let a woman walk all over you, that's a man we can't rely on. You're not the Marlboro man. You're not no man is really going to ever be the total hero either. But you're so the opposite that it's just repulsive. And you're going to attract women who are going to use you for your money. And then you're going to be mad that all women use you. But you attracted that because you have no backbone. And you're going to attract women who like the power trip of humiliating you. So let's watch the next clip right now.
Obviously, but likely, if you do get into a relationship with a woman, that it's going to be someone who wants to take advantage of that. So you might well get into a relationship with someone, but she's not really going to value you beyond you being a pushover and doing things for her and giving her money. So as in, maybe someone's just using you or going to bleed you dry. That's probably how you'll end up finding gold diggers or women who want to use you. It's in your best interests to not be a pushover. Not just because it's easier to get a woman, but you will likely attract women who want someone they can control or use or spend all his money, or who never tells her no. As in, perhaps not a genuine relationship. So the kind of relationships you might well get into, I'm not saying that's impossible. No woman will ever want you if you're like super pushover. But if you don't end up if you're not a secret scumbag nice guy and you are just a genuine complete pushover, I think the type of woman that you might well end up with is likely perhaps not going to respect you.
Okay, let me go on. More problems with the nice guy. He doesn't stand up for himself. So if you can't even stand up for yourself or stand up to me, how can you maintain any integrity and authenticity in the relationship? How can you stand up for someone who's trying to hurt me? How can you protect me? How can you even be an equal in this relationship when I'm carrying all the emotional weight? It's so disgusting. I can't fuck needy guys. It is just too repulsive. Okay. If you let me walk all over you, you'll let anyone walk all over you. A nice guy doesn't stand up for himself. He's self-serving. He looks like he's sacrificing, but he's really self-serving. He is so dishonest. He is such a liar. He's so inauthentic and slimy. And he gets angry sometimes, like, because he gives to get. I took her to dinner, I listened to her problems, and she doesn't even appreciate me. So he gets very angry. And for women, the nice guy, we can tell something is off, like it's creepy. I just get repulsed. I'm not a woman who like in the gold digger example, I don't do that. I don't use guys for that. I only want to be with men that I'm attracted to. So I only let a man pay for me if I actually like him and I'm attracted to him. Otherwise, I don't even want to be around him. I don't use men for money, and I don't bleed them dry, and I don't like to humiliate them. So a nice guy can never get someone like me who actually treats a man with respect. You're only going to get the borderlines, the abusers, the domestic violence, the cheaters, the gold diggers, and the women in distress who are going to use you and bleed you dry. That's who you're going to get. Okay, and I sound angry because nice guys like that make a woman angry because you got no fucking backbone. So I'm going to be angry with you, and then you wonder why a woman is angry. So if you have a little bit of trait of nice guy and you're married, your woman's going to be pissed off at you. She's going to be mad because you're violating her boundaries by not having any boundaries. It's a huge boundary violation to rely on me for your emotional comfort. It's intrusive and disrespectful to me to put your emotional comfort onto my approval of you. So annoying. So that's why I get angry, and I will not tolerate any of that bullshit. But you know, there are women who are. So all these guys who find it very difficult to understand that women won't like them because they're so nice. You're not nice. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing, you're a weak coward, and you have no courage. Now, that doesn't mean to be mean. It just means that you have to set some healthy boundaries. Don't be a doormat. Be courageous, be honest, be self-assured, and be emotionally stable. That's all you have to do. Now, let's go more into the nice guy. I'm all over this place. I took so many notes. So he's self-serving while pretending to be virtuous. It's false. It's a lie. It's an act. It's a mask. It's not real. And it's so disgusting. I like a man who has a boundary, who has a backbone, who stands for something. That's masculine, like the guy on the horse, who is like, I'm off on my mission, not, jumps off his horse and falls on his feet. I will never leave you. You're the only woman that will ever turn me on. I need you. I gotta flick you off my shoulder. Get the fuck out of here. It's very, very turn-offish. I should stop saying that. Okay. It's a doing to get. It's an excessive sucking up. And it's a red flag because it's dishonest. The nice guy hides behind a facade. He's so desperate to be liked that he will hide who he is. He's desperate. He's weak. Okay? And he tries to get a woman out of making her feel guilty or making her feel pity for him. If I'm just so nice, she'll feel sorry for me. She'll see how nice I am. She'll see that I have annihilated all of my needs. I've annihilated anything that I want, and I am purely at her disposal. Okay, you might want to hire a dominatrix who can abuse you as some part of a BDSM play, but it's not going to work in a real relationship. No woman will respect you. No woman will respect you. Okay? What is real kindness? Kindness requires courage. It requires showing who you actually are, what your intentions are, having boundaries, saying no when you mean no. It means not walking away from a confrontation that's required to be had, not walking away from a difficult conversation, not being afraid to tell a woman she's out of line, being willing to walk away, and to be giving for the joy of giving, to be enjoying the woman as she is, not requiring her to validate you, approve of you, because you know who you are. Let's see, do I have any more notes? So, and you're a man who can say no to a woman. You have to be able to say no to a woman. Because if you never tell me no, I can't trust you. Now you're a fake little weasel. So, to summarize, you have to get to the point where you're willing to be disliked by a woman for being who you are. Be who you want to be respectful, but don't hide your intentions or your needs or your boundaries. You've got to have boundaries. There's nothing more attractive than why do you think women like the Marlboro Man? Let's throw the cigarettes out. He's strong. He's physically strong. He's fit. He stands for something. He has courage. He's an adventurer. He's on this horse. And he's kind of inviting a woman to come along for the ride. He's not expecting the woman to be the cowboy. See, the nice guy wants the woman to be the woman on the horse, and he wants to like lick the dirt off her shoes. Now that could work if you're with borderline, they like to abuse men, or a woman on a power trip who likes to humiliate men. Those are the guys those are the women that you will get. I am so repulsed by nice guys, because they're not nice. I like men who are respectful and who enjoy giving and who understand women. And they're naturally going to be kind. They're naturally going to be enjoyable. And they're going to own their sexuality. They're going to say no when they're a no. They're not going to put up with bullshit. They're not going to let themselves be treated badly. And they're not going to do things for approval of the woman. They're going to do things because they want to do it without expecting anything in return, except, to be treated with respect. So I really think that men who are struggling with the nice guy syndrome, I really recommend reading The Dead Bedroom Fix and following Dr. Robert Glover, or just see if you can catch some videos on the nice guy syndrome, because women, we don't want to be your mommy. We want to be adored by you, worshipped by you, the way that real men do. Because you're showing me your adoration and your devotion because you feel it and you want to express it, not because if you do it, maybe I'll like you. You have to be a man who's willing to walk away. You always have to be willing to walk away if you're disrespected, and you always have to be willing to say no. You cannot be a guy who takes out the trash so he will get fucked. Okay? Getting fucked and being an adult who takes out the trash are two separate things. They're not related. You don't do chores to get laid. That's doing to get. That's people pleasing. It's a turnoff to women. And like she said in the video, and I agree, we are overly sensitive to dangerous behavior in men. And dangerous doesn't just mean that men can hurt us. It also means I can't count on you. I can't rely on you. I also get annoyed by men who are incompetent or annoying. Like in my bookkeeping business, I ask them for certain information to schedule the appointment. They have difficulty giving me 3 pieces of information. Now they're helpless, incompetent, and annoying. I don't want clients like that. I'm sure that many men don't want clients like that either. But as a woman, I really just am so repulsed. I won't even see people like that. Okay, so you have to be competent, you have to be effective, you have to be assertive, you have to have some courage, you have to ask for what you want. If you're confused about when you want to make your bookkeeping appointment or what your exact needs are in the bookkeeping appointment, if you don't even know that, and now you're coming to me and I got to keep asking you and pulling information from you, you're not even a real person. You're not even competent. Like, how did you ever learn to drive a car? Like, ineffective men and weak men are utterly repulsive, and I just want to flick them off my shoulder. In fact, my repulsion is a guy to just like, I'm not even going to deal with you. Those guys are different though than predators who actually try to hurt you. That's another kind of bad guy. I hope this video has been helpful. They're mowing the lawn outside. It's getting loud. I'm going to turn off this video, and thank you for watching.